If you ever experience a heart attack alone, there's only one thing that could save your life. No ambulance, no bystander, just you, and a decision you have to make in seconds. Most people don't survive, not because help didn't arrive, but because they didn't know what to do. This video gives you the one method backed by science that can keep you alive until help arrives. So let's start with the very first thing you need to get right, because if you miss it, nothing else will matter. Chapter 1. Recognize the enemy fast. It doesn't feel like what you expected. Not at first. There's a tightness in your chest, but it's not sharp. You tell yourself it's just gas, maybe something you ate. Then your left arm goes numb. You feel lightheaded. You sit down, try to breathe, but your heart, it's not slowing down. It's speeding up. And this is the first moment that decides everything. Because most people over 60 wait too long. They try to talk themselves out of it. They tell themselves it'll pass. But Andrew Huberman teaches something critical here, something life-saving. If you name the danger, you can calm the brain. Your nervous system is wired to respond to threats it understands. The moment you label it heart attack, your body starts preparing for survival. Deny it, and your window closes. Admit it, and your odds improve. So here's what to look for. Chest pressure. Not pain, pressure. A sense of weight or burning in the center of your chest. Pain spreading to your jaw, neck, shoulders, or left arm. Cold sweat, nausea, shortness of breath. Or the feeling that something's very, very wrong, even if you can't explain why. If you feel any of that, you do not wait. You do not guess. You name it. Because once you name it, you trigger the part of your brain that fights to keep you alive. But naming it is only the beginning. Because once the panic hits, your body is going to try to take over. And if you don't fight back, it wins. And that's where we go next. Chapter 2. Trigger the vagus nerve immediately. Your heart is pounding. You can hear it in your ears. It feels like it's trying to break out of your chest. Your breath is shallow. You're gasping. And now your hands are shaking. This is where most people die. Not from the heart attack itself, but from the panic that comes with it. Because once panic floods your body, your heart rate skyrockets. Your blood vessels constrict. And the very thing you need most, oxygen, gets cut off from the parts that matter most. But this is where Andrew Huberman's work becomes a literal lifeline. According to Huberman, your body has a kill switch for panic. It's real, it's built in, and if you activate it fast enough, you can take control back from the chaos. It's called the vagus nerve, the superhighway that connects your brain to your heart and lungs, and you can tap into it in seconds. Here's what you do. Take a deep breath in through your nose, then a second shorter inhale, like you're topping it off. Now exhale slowly through your mouth until your lungs are empty. That's called a physiological sigh. Do it once, then again, then again. You're not just breathing, you're resetting your nervous system. Huberman's research shows this slows the heart rate, expands oxygen absorption, and tells the brain, we're not dying, we're acting. And that shift, that could be the single moment your life turns back around. It sounds simple, but under stress, simple is all you have, because if you don't calm your system, you won't make it to the next step. And the next step, it could be the one thing that keeps your heart from completely shutting down, but only if it's close and only if you act fast. Chapter 3. Chew the aspirin. Right now. You've taken control of your breath. Your panic is pulling back. Just enough. But your chest still feels like it's under a cinder block. And now the pain is radiating. Your jaw, your arm. It's all connected. This isn't the time to wait for help. You need a chemical edge. And you need it right now. If you have aspirin nearby, within arm's reach, you grab it. And here's the part most people get wrong. Don't swallow it. Chew it right there, no water, no delay. Crush it between your teeth and let it hit your bloodstream faster. Because every second, that clot in your artery is growing. Aspirin doesn't reverse the heart attack, but it stops it from getting worse by thinning your blood and helping prevent the clot from expanding. Huberman's not a cardiologist, but he explains this in survival terms. You're buying time. And in this situation, time is life. If the aspirin is too far, don't move yet. Don't push it. Movement increases your heart's oxygen demand. And right now, you're running on empty. Only go for it if it's close. If not, you stay calm, stay still, and move to the next tool in your survival kit. Because aspirin can slow the damage. But your body is still losing ground. And if you don't position yourself correctly in the next 30 seconds, gravity might become your worst enemy. Chapter 4. Position your body for survival. You're breathing and you've chewed the aspirin, but your heart is still fighting for its life. And now your position could be the difference between staying conscious and blacking out. Most people don't think about posture when they're dying, but your heart and brain are in a war for blood. And where you place your body decides who wins. Here's what you do. Don't lie flat. That's mistake number one. Lying flat makes your heart work harder to pump uphill to your brain. And right now, that's a fight it might lose. Instead, sit on the floor, back against a wall or couch, bend your knees slightly, keep your head supported, your chest open, and your breathing steady. This position reduces pressure on the heart, lowers oxygen demand, and keeps blood flowing toward your brain. Huberman often talks about body positioning in stress states, how even slight changes in posture can affect autonomic response. And in this case, it's not just about comfort, it's about survival. If you feel faint, roll to your left side. It helps relieve strain on the vena cava, the major vein that returns blood to your heart. Every inch of this setup matters. You're not resting. You're fighting in stillness. But here's the thing. You can breathe right, you can sit right, you can even slow your panic. But if your mind gives up, your body will follow. And the scariest battle, it's the one happening inside your head right now. Chapter 5. Control your brain to control your heart. Your body's doing everything it can to survive, but now it's your brain that could tip the scale. You're alone, you're scared, and your thoughts, they're starting to spiral. Is this it? Am I about to die? And here's what makes that so dangerous. When your mind believes you're dying, your body listens. Your heart rate spikes again, your blood vessels constrict. Your stress hormones surge, cortisol, adrenaline, the full storm. But Andrew Huberman has said something powerful, something most people don't realize until it's too late. Your thoughts aren't just thoughts, they are physical events. And right now, you need to hack your thoughts before they hack your heart. So here's how you do it. Use your voice out loud, yes, even if no one's there. Say this to yourself. I know what this is. I know what to do. I'm not panicking. I'm surviving. That's not positive thinking. It's survival biology. Huberman's research shows that self-directed speech calms the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for fear and fight or flight. When you speak with certainty, even artificially, you force the brain to believe there's a plan. And belief changes chemistry. This is your internal override switch. Because the truth is, you don't need to feel brave. You just need to sound like you're in control, long enough for your body to follow. Repeat the breathing. Repeat the words. Refuse to let your mind unravel. You've made it this far. You're still conscious and you're still in the fight. But now comes a new decision. You've done all you can to stabilize. But what if you're not safe where you are? What if your only chance now is to move? Excellent. Here's chapter 6. If you must move, move smart. Continuing the narrative with high tension, a dangerous decision point, and payoff rooted in smart, minimal movement strategy. The stakes are raised, the viewer stays emotionally invested, and it ends with a cliffhanger to lead into the next chapter. Chapter 6. If you must move, move smart. You're sitting still. You're breathing right. You're fighting panic with focus. But now reality hits. You're alone. And your phone, your emergency alert, that bottle of aspirin, it's just out of reach. This is the moment that breaks people. Because everything in you screams to get up, to move, to fix it. Fast. But fast will kill you. Andrew Huberman warns about this exact trap. In extreme stress, your instinct is to panic into motion, to run, to scramble, to flail. But your heart, it's already on the edge. One wrong movement, a sudden burst of effort, and it's over. So here's the rule. You don't move unless it gives you a better chance of staying alive. And if you have to move, move smart. No standing up quickly, no lunging, no rushing, stay low. Crawl or slide if you have to, keeping your chest open, breathing steady, eyes focused. Use furniture for balance and take breaks between each movement and talk to yourself while doing it. Slow, controlled, calm. I'm not rushing, I'm surviving. Huberman teaches that the nervous system responds better to deliberate action than blind reaction. Even small movements, if done with intention, keep the brain in command. You're not running from danger. You're working through it. Every inch matters, but only if your heart keeps up. And maybe you reach the phone or the door or the aspirin. But even if you don't, even if you collapse halfway, there's one more built-in system that might keep you alive. One last line of defense that takes over when everything else shuts down. But it only works if you've done everything right before that moment. Chapter 7. What if you lose consciousness? You're doing everything right. You've controlled your breath. You've positioned your body. You've slowed the panic. But sometimes the lights still go out. And if they do, you need to understand what happens next. Because even when you are no longer conscious, your body doesn't give up. It enters a fallback mode, an ancient, deeply embedded emergency protocol. Huberman describes it as the autonomic override, where your brainstem takes over basic survival. Your breathing slows, your metabolism drops, your brain reduces its energy demand. Your body's one goal becomes this: keep the heart beating just long enough for help to arrive. And here's what makes that possible. Everything you did before the blackout, the breathing, the vagus nerve activation, the posture, the aspirin, the calm mindset, all of it laid the foundation. Think of it like this: you set your system into a mode where survival is possible, where collapse doesn't mean death, where you've bought your body just enough time to keep going without you. But that's not where the story ends, because when, or if, you wake back up, you've been given a second chance, a chance to rebuild, to strengthen, to prepare better. And according to Huberman, the best way to increase your odds of surviving a future heart attack alone is to rehearse it now before it ever happens. Chapter 8. Train yourself before it ever happens. If you've made it this far, you survived, and maybe you stayed conscious, maybe you blacked out and came back, but either way, you won. Now comes the truth most people ignore. You don't survive a heart attack alone by accident. You survive because your brain was trained to respond, because your nervous system knew what to do before your conscious mind had time to panic. Andrew Huberman says this again and again: your nervous system is plastic. That means it can be trained, it can be wired for chaos, it can be conditioned to stay calm when everything else is falling apart. And the most powerful tool you have, mental rehearsal. It sounds simple, but Huberman's research shows that even imagining a stressful scenario while breathing calmly and visualizing a solution rewires the brain to perform better under pressure. So you don't wait for the heart attack to train. You start now, you sit quietly, you close your eyes, and you rehearse the fight, the tight chest, the pain in your arm, the breath, the aspirin, the posture, the mantra. You walk through the steps again and again until they feel like muscle memory. Because when it happens for real, you won't need to remember. You'll just respond. This isn't paranoia, it's preparation. You're not living in fear, you're living with a plan. Because when you're over 60 and a heart attack hits, no one is coming fast enough. And if you're alone, it's not about hope. It's about knowing exactly what to do and doing it without hesitation. And now you do.